Man, that's the feds, man. That's not real, man. He wouldn't be holding his head down that long. They wish I'd come video them. That's some fake shit, man. I figured out something else up in Boston. It's those, the same feds that did the Karen Reed, or like the similar kind of playbook, some of the same shit, where they killed a cop to get an investigation. Who knows? Who knows who's good, bad, whatever, but I know what else they did, or whoever. It's got to be some of the same shit they activated, and this one's all the way dirty. There's no way it's any good. They killed this young woman, the subway driver, on the D line. Above ground trolley for that point. On the D line, that was them. They set that whole thing up. Because she was driving, like, what is she going, 45 miles an hour, really fast, right? And there was, like, training car up in front of her that was just going normal speed around these corners, and it's ridiculous speeds that's set by the feds. And she crashed right into it and got wiped out. So they must have set the whole thing up. Because they make it all, the speeds are way too slow. So everyone has to do it illicitly, and then they secretly encourage them to drive like a motherfucker and go fast. That's what they did to her. They set her up for the crash. So then they can have a federal investigation and take over. That's what they fucking did. You guys will find that shit too. You know that fits together. It might have been a year before, a couple years before or something. I was on the D line. I don't always take it going outbound. Get on it at the Fenway stop and go out. Because it kind of just goes out there and you come back. But I went out there once, about a year or two before, I think it was, and or maybe it was way before, somewhat, a little bit. But they're making it crazy. On the way back in, so outbound would be free back then, and inbound you have to pay. And so coming back in, the woman had the curtain was pulled over the change box, and then she sticks her hand out through the curtain, and people put money in her hand, and the coin box is totally covered. And so they were doing that, and that's something they'd run and they probe and mess around and see who says anything, and it gets all cute and weird, and they test it out, see what people say, and they were like playing that thing. That's definitely their shit. That's definitely their shit, and you guys will recognize that. So they set that shit all up to make that route get crazy. And then before the crash, like the year or two before it crashes, I was out there, and they were driving like a motherfucker down that road. And then the people in the car, I think they might have remarked on it. I'm not really sure. And I thought it was too fast. But they work it and get people used to it and do different things and just get people thinking it's okay. And they work the certain things. So then they have her on her route, and they have all the sensors, they have all this stuff figured out, and they know she's like fucking on her phone too. Oh shit, they know she's fucking around. Right? Because like when they and so you have that training car up in front of her, if she ever goes around that corner and it's like she sees suddenly a car's there going normal speed, she'd have time to slam on the brakes. She's not doing shit for her, she can't slam on the brakes. She got used to it like that. But now she's on her phone, and she's never seen a fucking a train coming around that corner. And they know what they're doing, they play her. And so they get all timed out, and they know she's on her fucking phone. They're probably on the fucking phone with her. They're probably fucking, it's them. Oh my fucking God. Now you guys watch that, you know that'll be in there. Oh, that'll be in there, man. They were fucking doing that end of it. And shit. Because if they do it, if they mess it up, and she sees it, she's not going to fall for it again. It's going to be that, oh my God moment, like, and you never do it again. Because she was like, it was her first, she had worked like a year or two. So she's like absolutely proficient, can do it in her sleep. But she hasn't had those scare times. and stuff, and they knew exactly what they're doing. Yeah, they were texting her. Oh shit, they worked the whole fucking thing. Damn, man, it's so fucking obvious too. That's the same motherfuckers. These same motherfuckers, they did everything. They did 911. I know they did, man. I was there. You guys will see me on the surveillance footage the afternoon before. Like, I go in there with my son with his autism, and I have the giant beard. I had a giant beard and payos back then. I was like tripping, man. Like, it was ridiculous. And then we go up into that same place where the departing flights are for Los Angeles and all that. That's because my brother had gone on a trip. Had gone, he had visited us and gone back a couple months before, something like that. So it's a familiar place for me and my son. And so he just wanted to go see the fucking airplanes, or I thought he did. So we just went. That's why we're there. But that's me under surveillance, me and him. And so the thing I noticed, they had a state police with a machine gun, AR-15, whatever, out front, and that's about it. And that wasn't usual back then. And fucking the Fenway, you guys know how the Fenway got raided. And a little while before 911, I took a cab ride home, and that's like Boston Taxi that they raided, Boston Cab, whatever. And so some guy from there was giving me a ride home. Some Arab guy, and he was like, oh man, I could just tell, man. And he was like driving like a motherfucker, and then we're gonna turn across traffic, and he's thinking about doing it, and he didn't. And so, and that whole thing where he's like all the way, but he doesn't do that. Like, he didn't care about getting a ticket either. Because he's driving, it was weird, man. But I can see him making a split-second decision. It's not like he cares about this. It's like, he's just badass. There's also things so they can evade. Because he was one of the guys. Or something. He was like that kind of thing. He had to be, because he was all the way. Fucking something. He hated everyone. He would like, he wanted to kill me and shit. Like that. So I gave him a big tip. For that. So I appreciate that. So that's that. Those motherfuckers, they you guys know, they had all that shit where they have all the guys clapping and shit, all the Israeli guys. That's probably fake. This is set up. This MI6 setting people up and shit, lying and shit, and then suppressing it. And then the marathon thing, they definitely did that. Because that's Linsky and all his shit. And I caught him, like, setting up that suitcase and shit. In that one video I have. You guys know how he is. And he runs it, and he has all the, male prostitution shit. And that's why you get all the fucking... That's where all those, like, racist gangs come from. Is some poor guy. Like, instead of selling your ass, you can be a Nazi. Which is better, I guess. But they seem all friendly. They had the Obama stuff wrapped up. The guys that run Obama are the same guys that run Trump, I think, going way back. And I think it might be, it's not all good and bad. I think it's like a lot of different factions, different things, and they have to kind of come together. So I don't fucking know. But, or at least like part of the stuff that runs Obama runs Trump. The early crossover. It was all set up. That was set up way long ago. So they let Obama in, and then Trump's going to get in. And Hillary doesn't ever know. So she's someone to watch, because she's not in the know. And then, so Marathon, that dude, yeah. Yeah, this is some bullshit. They're so fucking fake. Man, they knew. They knew all about that shit. They probably got shit you could pull out that's like ready to be front facing. Like like the murders they did, the two brothers. And then these guys would be like, oh yeah, we're suspicious, we don't have our grounds for some stuff. And we're waiting, and watching. And if you can catch them with their hands on stuff, they probably got this whole other layer of stuff they'd say. And that shit hasn't even been pulled out. It's hard to say. Because, like, you can't tell. You can't tell what's up. The thing is, you see activity. It's like, that would indicate there's different sides. Because why else why are they playing on the street? Why are they hiring these motherfuckers? And they could just sit back and steal the money and do something else. Why are they activating in the street? So that's why I think something's going on. I hope it's not bad with the fucking election. Well, they're kind of showing off here. They did fake throw up. This guy, the Fed, fake threw up. And stick his head out of the car and throw up after they drove around crazy. It's funny. Like, yeah. Oh, I got another thing. Man, that's pretty, isn't it? This phone really has to hold still or it's going to suck, right? I'm going to try that. Now that blue. Looks nice on the screen. It's still going. Right. Yeah, that blue. I've been thinking all this stuff with the palm tree, the edges and shit, and all the different stuff. And I was thinking about laser beams before. Like, you see you can kind of see a blue, right, off the edge of the palm tree, and if you go in over more, it would kind of disappear. Actually, you kind of just got it, yeah. And they wouldn't use lasers, so you use regular lights, like, way off. And then you have, like, they go around, like, little pinch points and stuff. And you can have perfect, maybe even mirror things and different shit. But they use the lights that, they wouldn't be like they have. That's the signal thing. It's so much like pinpoint lights. And you just mirror it and you do shit. Or it goes through a point. You do all kinds of stuff. Anyway. Oh yeah, the railroad track over here. They got a parking lot right up against it. And the railroad track is elevated by 15 feet or some shit like that. Something like that. And it goes right there, and there's a truck, and then it makes me think, it's a runway in my brain, and I think it's on purpose that people think, oh, you could unload something, like you'd have special equipment in a ramp, right? And except it could be the truck, something on here, like it brings it, or the railroad track actually has big equipment that just makes this bridge thing. So you get the railroad track, or it's even like would just rolling stock would come right off of it. So it'd instantly be like this thing they unload, and it's like boom. You've got it was a regular railroad track, and now you got stuff can roll right off of it into the parking lot. Like the tanks or something, Abrams tanks could just come rolling off really quick. But then you think that they could be like anywhere. So all the railroad. So it's this thing that makes you just think of it. Like it's in the railroad tracks, like anywhere, elevated or not. They have different things for different places. That'd be something they would do. Because it's totally different than like invading a country. It's like they're already here. And so, like, if you're going to do something. And it'd be funny as hell if they ever did something. Like, it wouldn't be like, what do they need that for? But it would like be fucking make people's head explode, man. It'd be like mental, right? Like, oh no, it's rolling off. Or even if they suddenly do it, it's like the FEMA stuff. The FEMA big mobile home just comes piling off of it. You didn't know the railroad tracks were like that. I think this building's really inspiring. I get the feeling. I keep thinking of, like, Aldrich Ames, like how they say, I didn't get paid enough, I don't get paid enough. Like they leave cigarette butts over here. They try to make it look like that. I swear to fucking God. show you. God, isn't that fucking cool? Look at that. Oh my God, I should have had my tripod because that's gonna be fucked, right? Oh man, see? This. That's a hotel right there. God. This all on purpose. These guys, this is brilliant. Look at this thing. We're gonna have stuff like this in Cape Coral. That's the thing I like about Cape Coral. Once you can see, it's just suppressed. They have like mobile homes, like trailer parks. They have Stempy, Wren, and Itchy Brother running the parking lot. Like, and once you see that, it's like it's a setup. It's kind of cool. Because you can see this stuff right through it, you know, like Tampa. Actually, I'll get into that in a minute. But this is good furniture too. Oh, no, they didn't get it. So, I know. Oh, that's where I put the chair. I had taken it out of the way. It's getting a little loud there. So yeah, they make it look like Aldrich Ames. Aldrich Ames works here. He doesn't get paid enough. And his cigarettes. I was there's this cool scene where he in the one movie he did all that bad shit and fucking ratted out everyone. And they're all getting like executed in the Soviet Union, and so Aldrich Ames goes in the bathroom, and so there's CIA guys like lurching around. He's throwing up and all, you know, like all the way drunk. And he has to lurch around in the bathroom. And I was in back in '89. That was '89, right? The Soviet Union fell. Was it? Am I thinking of the fall of the Berlin Wall? I think it's maybe now Soviet Union. Yeah, when that fell. I went to a meeting in the basement, the Communist Party basement, and this guy threw up. We're all waiting for the meeting, and he just throws up. That was kind of genuine. Even though that's all like just kind of Potemkin village, I guess. It's smoke and mirrors. Like it's different things though. It's for real, but it's not like what you think. Like that. That was the Bob Avakian. That was a revolutionary worker. You know, and they the bookstore, they would sell they would have textbooks that would go to the professors at Harvard. And that's one of the ways they kept going. They said the professors would assign obscure books, probably really good books too. Like they had all of Lenin's writings too, and they're really good. His stuff is really good. When you actually read the stuff, you can see exactly what's going on. It's like totally normal actually. And you can see right through all the Trotsky stuff and all that. But that's like, because everyone knows the Trotsky. That's all the MI6, and so like you know, when they're being like Stalinist, revolutionary worker, it's like they're not infiltrated or something. They're acting like, but really it is. That's the CIA. That's what I think. So I think that's CIA, or you know, or something. Because those guys are really cool there, and that is all the Harvard stuff. You know, except You know, eventually, it's just shit. It's all shit. I always call it MI6, but, you know, same thing, Eisenhower. This is fucking cool here, isn't it? See? Oh God, can't you imagine? Yes, you know, the cigarette butts and oh, it's cool like that. Totally different stuff over here than all the other places. I can see there's different. Oh shit. Different than Miami, of course. You know, different from Cape Coral and all that. Lee County, all that. That whole southwest. And it's different than Tampa. These are all different from each other. And I think a lot of the stuff is like, it is kind of spontaneous, homegrown. And when people say whatever it is, they have real connections. It's like, oh, I met so-and-so, something. It's not like, oh, someone just stuck them all in there and they're doing an act. It's like, no, they met each other, something. You know, they got like it's like a whole mirror image of fucking real relations. Like when we first moved to Cape Coral, fuck, it's weird that we picked that house. You'd think that we knew something. Or they think maybe, or that it kind of, I don't know, I think it's so close. But yeah, the people, oh man, now you know, man. I'm not just gonna say everything, but there's no one regular. Everyone's with a thing in different ways, and different things, and or whatever the hell it is. It's funny because there's a thing, and see, I'm a journalist, and then I can shut up a little bit, and then there's journalism certainly. There's not just hiding. I guess and go on ahead and make middle class money and do something. But the way I am now, God, man, I could go and fuck. It could be all kinds of stuff. Like, see, it wouldn't be like I could say I could, start my life over again when I was younger and do something, because they have layers. They have layers of stuff. It's not like you're sitting there, your sneaky thing that can't get seen. Like, they have like 10 of those. So you can see one, and then you have like 5 fake outs that look like, because they've had to escalate. But it's still just people doing their life in this house. What is there? There's a whole science to this. All the bright lights. I'm not noticing this much here, but see, that one's really bright. Someone can focus. It's not what, like we look at this and we see like lights are in our eyes, different places. I mean, get out of the light, do different things, and then it means certain things. You can't see things. Things can see you. There's a way. And there's like shadow and light. And it also makes it, if someone's going to look at you, it makes it difficult with certain lights shining directly at them. And there's certain angles. Like, there's a whole view of it. I think I was seeing in Iraq that when the rebels, or the Saddam guys they would use flares and stuff to mess up the night vision. And so in the city it's like all these lights and stuff like that, and then they could use flares, and then so it evens out the night vision advantage, like when it would be like super optics. But it probably even gets like that, even gets technology and things like that. But these people don't trust the technology. I think that's what I kind of see, or they could do it like when it go blind and there's no shit. They could just be out on the street run around and do their shit or whatever like that. Their pattern, their practice. So because it's all legitimate that way, and people can say stuff. That's what everything, I think all this racist shit, I think all the stereotypes, it's not like people even just have stereotypes, racial stereotypes. It's like at least for all the shit I've seen, like here in Miami, it's like it's never heard on. It's never seen before. It's racial stereotype is like they're fucking actors, and so they're creating it. And then they also they run the like it's bad to think that, and they can just run that shit, the shit side of them. Like I call it the MI6. All that news media part. I think that is. And I think that is like a faction. I don't think that's just all one thing. And they'll work together. And they killed Kayla. This news media faction. It's not just they go around claiming credit for it. But there's like, they did it or something with it. And maybe there's some other, all shit on it. But it's kind of with the news, like the CNN and all that. Like YouTube. That whole fucking thing. The thing that ultimately runs that shit. I'm kind of thinking. Because the two ways, one way you can think is like, presume it's all locked up, centralized control. And the central thing runs YouTube, like in media, right? And the other way is like this mafia shit, not centralized. And that tends to make sense because we're seeing stuff play out on the street. And they expend resources on it. So in that way, the news media would have certain strength and certain muscles and stuff they can activate to then get their seat at the table and demand things and do stuff and control things. And so they would, and they just don't fight it all out, argue it out in front of us. And so when you actually say, oh, who did something like Kayla, it would be the media by themselves, and it's not in someone else's interest. It's their thing they fucking did because they're struggling against other factions, right? Under that theory, right? Then it makes sense too. Like it's like their power, and they know the timing of it. They know play shit. Oh, this is racist. You're the racist, or all this shit. And they slam shit. All the shit they did with all the Karens, every Karen that if someone pulls up a phone and catches a Karen, they got that. All the fake shit. Like all you have to do is pull out your phone and catch a Karen. Meanwhile, they can run all the Karens all around the country, just putting guys in jail, like slamming them, framing them. They can just they hold the button for that, and give out a false view of everything. But yeah, the Kayla thing. Because I found out they killed George Floyd. I'm quite sure. You get the body cam. I'm gonna get that body cam. It's not on YouTube. It's not anywhere. From the Officer Thowd, the Asian guy. They set him up. They selected him. They groomed him and picked him to be the Chinese guy, and for everyone to hate him. They set that up. Like they probably played him for years, getting ready, fucking with him and shit. And so all those people you see on his body cam, they're just, oh my god, it just crumbles. You guys will all see it. It's just like boom, it's game over. I haven't looked at any. I gotta look at the trial and see these guys talking, see if there's anything. But YouTube suppresses that. That actual video of that, when you see them, it's just not anywhere. You can't get to download the video of it. And when you see it on YouTube, they blur it and then they do fake bad resolution. They do. It's it's body cam, so it's always frame by frame. I think that's how body cam is. It doesn't do any computing. I think it's just frame. But when they show it on YouTube, it's like the former frame is shadowed onto the new frame, and shit. Just and it's fake. And then they'll get it all worked up. They get all these fake ideas to debunk. But they got that on the back burner. They got it all collapsing and falling apart. on the back burner, these same motherfuckers. Like they may or may never activate it. You know, to be like, oh, it's all set up, right? And then they can go hit it the whole other way. Because they work all that stuff. And if you're racist, or if you have to have a reaction and come back and put black men in jail, or whatever the fuck it is, they work all that shit. You know, the timing and stuff. They had a little bit of stuff here. There's one, they do some stuff. It's for Sunday. And that's the thing I've been thinking about. It's getting to me. I know that George Floyd stuff is fake. Like, I mean, they murdered him. He's like murdered. And they did it. They premeditated. Now, okay, so you see Derek Chauvin, the cop that murders him. Then it makes sense. Now, of course, you look at him. He's murdering him. He knows it. That's why he's acting that way. That's why he's Mr. so stoic and weird. You guys see how he is. He's like, looks like he's fucking hasn't shit for a week, and he's just fucking up there, and it's like weird shit. His body cam happened to fall off, all kinds of shit. Because he's like, you know, he's like, you know, shit or get off the pot. Whatever Lyndon Johnson used to say, right? Isn't it him? Like, he's like, he had to murder him. Because they'll just they have some stuff on him. He's going to get killed and go to jail for the really bad stuff. Otherwise, right? And they had it all set up, and he knows it. And he's probably watched, like, other shit wrapped up. He's probably seen a head in a bag or something. He knows the shit. And so, and he's like, all like, you know, and then when you look at him with George Floyd, it's like, holy shit, that looks like that. You guys know that looks like that. There was, he's so bad, he's so awful. That's why every motherfucker that says it's not murdered, you know, like, or something, you can tell. And it makes sense, like, because it's like, how can it be accident? How can he be so depraved? Because he's been ordered, he has to do that, right? And then all the cops got the word that he's the boss cop. They can't break with anything. They've probably been run through the ringer where things look really bad, and then they disintegrate into like nothing. And if they fucked with it, they're in trouble, or they just got rid of them. Like, so they put up with it. And the Asian cops right not up against them. And all that crowd, the Asian cop, Mr. Tao, he's been psychologically profiled and worked for fucking ever. They know every time he drinks Red Bull, everything. They've been gaming him with fucking eye contacts, like all the cameras, seeing what he does, psychologically profiling and working him. And, you know, in fake calls, you can look through some of his 911 stuff, right? There's body cam shit. Like, and see the people. Maybe not. But, they don't want him to go interfere. You know, they're just like, fuck, they're getting it, so he just does what he does. And YouTube fucking knows it, too. They all the way fucking know it. You know, they're in on it from the beginning. And that's why you have it. That's why YouTube dumped the Black Lives Matter stuff. And now if you put up a video, you get blocked or banned or fucking stomped down. You know, if I say you can say George Floyd, they have to put a special lockdown on the video. So everything's fucked. They can't get the video. Okay, so that's to get that Black Lives Matter stuff going. Now, before that, remember they had a false start with the guy that grabbed the shotgun, right? You know, and the whole fucking Black Lives Matter thing. They were trying to get it going with that, and then just no one bought it because it's stupid. Because the guy keeps grabbing the shotgun. That was probably set up too. You got all the rednecky guys with the cars. You know, the poor guy with the shotgun. He's not going to shoot anyone, or well, I guess he did. But he's got his bullet, and then you got the dude that gets shot. Now he runs around. He's badass. He's Mr. Gung Ho, Mr. You know, okay, hang out in a building, and then you can go running and go scare these punk ass. You know, he's like, you know, probably maybe grabbed a gun away from someone before, and it's like, you know, punked him, or he sees someone do it. And it's like that. Plus he's badass, and they work that. And so that dude, like in the car behind, with the camera, that's why they put him in prison. He's got to get all locked up so they get him all, you know, battened down and stuff. You know. And it's so awkward and weird because that guy's not doing anything. And he's actually the guy filming. So what's the other one? Yeah, so George Floyd, Black Lives Matter stuff. So that happens during the coronavirus. So I'm guessing it's a special case. Now, this Black Lives Matter George Floyd, that's these shitheads. I call them MI6, like fucking the scumbags. They run all the shit. They have all the defense lawyers, all the fucking shit. Except they murder people, and because they need the city real estate. They need these guys suppressed. They're the ones who can do it. They're the ones who say it's bad to do it, and so they hold the keys to everything because they want the fucking real estate and the shit. Like South Bend, Indiana, they got all of it. But you have so you have the coronavirus thing going on. Then you have George Floyd absolutely getting murdered, and I think they got away with it. I bet you that what should be, and it happens all the way up in liberal Minneapolis, which I lived in when I was a kid for like 6 months. So that's my home place, the only place that was any decent. I think it was running out of, I think Brooklyn would be there, not Chicago. It was Brooklyn back in '79, and then it turned to shit. It's all MI6 and shit. And they would probably keep that shit out big time, and that's why they got stomped so bad. When they finally got weak. Like the fucking, what's this fuck would never put up with it? Who's that? Eugene. No, I think it's who's Lyndon Johnson's vice president? Maybe that's that. And so they just go ahead and not even approve. They just do it. And what the fuck can you do, right? Say George's like, oh, it's like shit. And then they get to run around the street. And maybe it's even they're pressing you out onto the street. Usually not supposed to be out on the street. It might not all be the same thing. Like you have coronavirus plan, and you're supposed to have crazies running around the street. Maybe it's like they're going along the plan. And they got their added thing. Except we're going to have George Floyd, and we're going to have us running around the street. And then they just kind of put their foot in, kind of push to open the door, put their foot in it, like that. That's an interesting idea of a possibility to look at, like that. Yeah. And you couldn't, they couldn't turn around and stop it, expose the George Floyd stuff. That'd be crazy. That'd be this fucking, that's a whole different thing with intelligence apparatus, and they're exposed to themselves probably, to others, and maybe they get a trip, they get some damage, or their shit, but they get to run the street, get coronavirus, and they say, no, we're not going to just wreck you, just watch us, we won't fuck it up too much. And you run around, you have National Guard pouring out, so you have all that shit. So I bet you that's what that is. Then it's kind of funny because it makes sense, and you think maybe these factions actually do have to activate and do stuff, strength against each other. It's not like they just all came together and agreed and counted each other's money. They kind of got to push each other sometimes. So that'd be that. And the coronavirus itself would be, even though it's really dirty, the CIA dumps out the coronavirus in fucking China in their own germ lab. And it's a fire shot across her bow. They know the United States won the Cold War. It's just game over, and they're just reminding everyone. And, and probably saves lives in the end, and whatever the fuck so it's certain dirty, but it's it does everything if you think about it. It's it's a very busy thing. And you could even think of it as collateral damage or something. The George Floyd thing is opposite. It's inexcusable. Everything's opposite. But the coronavirus, in a world that you could do that shit, just by knowing, oh, you can do that, would be it's not the world we thought of. So you couldn't just say you're bad to do it. And then there's no oh cool. There's no oh good. Then there was no headlight stuff. Yeah, headlights I was getting rid. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no one gets hurt. I mean, no one gets hurt. It's not like germ warfare where you just like it's like the fucking the stand or whatever. It's like that. It's easy going, and everyone can capitulate, get their vaccines. Like the Chinese and the Russians have to hide, because they don't want that shit. It's like a Trojan horse. The coronavirus and shit. So, um, when it first hit, the cops are all coughing on their gloves with me and stuff. But that's not just me to fuck with me. They do that with each other. They cough around each other, cough on each other, cough, spit. And that's the thing. If you go around the police stations, they're real ones. I occasionally see them wearing masks, but they're like cough, spit, cough, coughing on each other, getting and fine to get coughed on, like early on, because it's like get it early, get it often. Catch it early, catch it often. At least in America, not in China, you'd be fucked. But here it's like it's like CIA shit. So it's catch it early, catch it often. For here, and they knew that shit. They knew. Yes, that's that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, there's another guy. Oh, there's a funny guy. Oh, yeah. It's him on that side. It's not him. He's got this too. Oh, I just did it. They all know what's going on. They want to, actually, they've been running around wanting to get filmed and stuff. Like that. It's been like that. But then I'm not rude. I will be rude. See, I do this because I'm the opposite. I'm not the type of person that would ever film anything or anyone. I'm already getting a panic attack because I was so rude. That was so rude. So I just want to sit here at my fucking, like Aldrich Ames, at my little Aldrich Ames table. Like, it is so much. It's made to be that way. Look what you made me do. It's the truth, man. That is so cool. So I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do anything. I wanted to get to see what the crowd's before. Because I've been here. It's just been the weekend. I'm not doing any stuff. My wife is doing other stuff. I guess I should just do that. Yeah. Crazy, man. It's so crazy. Yeah. Like, up there. Why do this? Just to do this, I guess. But, see, that's so cool. It's so cool. It's like 4 in the morning or something. Is it again? Oh yeah, like that should show the floor. Oh, this thing doesn't really work. This fucking God, sometimes it's fucking bullshit. I can't tell. It better not down adjustments or something. It's gonna be some bullshit. Right? Well, we'll see. Like well, we'll see what happens with the election. It all goes down. Maybe it just goes right down smoothly, right? Because it seems like the plan is just to put Trump back in. Like that was always the plan. To have 4 years off. But it could be like they get everyone going crazy. I kind of think not. Like, put Kamala in. And everyone's like, to make everyone think they stole it. But I don't know. They don't seem to be working that up. Like they can get the expectations is going to win, but not as much. Maybe. They're probably trying to do more with that January 6th. See, down in Cape of Coral, like the fucking... See, Patty Cummins was at January 6th. So just being around her, they set her up for stuff. And shit. And other people, and you realize they're all part of the... Someone said the thing. Thing is, they'll all be fucking... All the AOC, like all her shit, it'll all be true, but like everything she's saying is a lie, but it will be true in the future in certain ways. But they always have to fucking lie, and it's made to lie, and then they do it to everyone else even worse. But Washington, you see the Secret Service police is all under there like ants. All under the White House, new executive office building, everything. God damn down to that fucking, what is it, that Washington Memorial, and up around, probably all over the place, going down in that tunnel down to Capitol Hill. So they get Capitol Hill police, get that strengthened up. And they hope, to stop it thing. But it's probably all kind of the same page in some ways. They work a certain thing. It's probably all fake though. Or it's like both. It's like both, they're all in on it with Trump. But, like, it's also... Like, in certain ways, in certain planners. But in some ways it is like a new political opposition. Or something that came in. Because, with Trump, they can get the thing going, to get the economy going and shit. It's like they get all the Ukraine money and have that going. The other dude's going back. His money's going back to the thing. But because you'd think they'd have to grow the damn economy and do some shit. They don't need heavy industry as much as like I thought. Like they got to get new heavy industry, but it's not like they have to compete with China on heavy industry. Which I was thinking maybe they did, and they got nuclear power. They got some stuff. They got stuff lined up. I think it's not that at all, though. I think even what they're weak and they're all fake asses. It's good because they won the Cold War. Okay, you know how they're always crowing they won the whole Cold War, 1989, and China is just a fucking grocery store or whatever. And now it's like, oh no, what have we done? We threw away all our things, and China outgrew us, and but now let's have a war after all our manufacturing's gone. And that's all got to be, that's fake, because they didn't seem to decay properly. And then the way they decay, it's like they're paying all these upper middle class fuckers. They have their houses, they have their shit. They didn't start pinching them, and it's like fucking. And it just doesn't make any sense. It's really more sense they won the Cold War, and then they can run it to this level of like being behind. And then they have Ukraine war. They're even taking all the weapons and throwing them in the fucking toilet, right in front of China. So China doesn't have to invade Taiwan or something. They got to go. And they're like, look at this. Like, we're throwing all our weapons away. All our heavy weapons. And it's like we told you. And we got a thing worked out. But China can't do something because they'll get, like, the germ warfare. See, America, Britain, the West, they won the Cold War. All the way. And they're always ahead. And they're never going to lose biotech. And they can do anything. And then biotech's two things, of course, all for the human stuff. And it won't be like they do it bad. Germ warfare is just like the ones that give you a cold all the time. They make you sick and debilitate the army. They got that for that in the biotech is what they'll use in space for a lot of the manufacturing. And all the other shit up there. You'll have that for a lot of this stuff. Making a lot of materials and stuff up there. Because it's already up and running. It's already, and you just have to be able to, do gene writing and get that figured out scientifically, technically. And then the other thing is the space race. So they got the space, and they're dominating space. So they have a dominating lead in biotech and a dominating lead in space, and it's hopeless. Since they have that, they got the outlet, so they're going to be up in outer space, and they just have to have their manufacturing, which they already have, and their high-tech stuff they had. And so they just have to have manufacturing in outer space by little robots and stuff. And the biotech makes it so it can be small, like for that part of it. Like one seed makes a whole oak tree, or something, or one little cell. So they're going to dominate there. They're going to get the asteroids. They're going to get the asteroids. And it'll be like the Comstock Road of fucking everything. They don't even give a shit. So I think that's what it is. And I think that's why we're so sloppy. And that's why you get the weird shit, like the fake green stuff. But all the solutions are just burning more energy and destroying everything. And it's all just and they don't need a heavy industry as much. Probably get it pumped up with Trump, like give it another run, but it's not like they fucked up and fell behind. Like that, it's all planned. They have all this much slack. It's like they have this much fucking slack. The coronavirus is partly fucking shot across the bow. China's just warning them off. Let them know. They got it, and they're going to try to wind down the Cold War nice. They're just going to dominate space, and that's it. And they're not like, and China's going to have their thing. They just can't take Taiwan right now. That's all it is, because the U.S. will lose the Navy. They can't actually be left over. But they're going to get Taiwan later. So it's like that. And they just turn into, turn inward to a continent. What's the other thing? I found fucking... Fuck, man. That's the shit we're living. They don't have to tell any of this shit to us. They've got hypersonic missiles. There's no way. Like Iran and the Houthis have hypersonics. The United States government is so stupid. They actually told me that. I figured it out for me. That's what that is. God, it seems like they could just run this shit with like insanity and all fake news. It's like it doesn't seem like you need Trump or anything with the American people on board with something. They can just run everything. financially. Or maybe that's not really correct. Maybe there's a lot of waste to it. Like they can take all the money, do either the bailout in 2008 and just steal money, or they can send all the money to Ukraine. It's all inefficient, and then it funnels back. And they had to actually do that to weaken everything, right? So once they got it all weak and they got their own bank account and all that stuff, now they can turn it back over to the American people and get like economic plans and run it in an efficient way. But they also have to cut the American people in on it. But when they want to ramp up the heavy industry, the thing is that coincides with anything that's good for the people. Because heavy industry, makes all your housing and stuff cheaper. All your housing, cars, all your food, and it constricting the heavy energy, the heavy industry that kind of destroys you, chokes you out. That's what that is. So that's what they're doing. They got all these fuckers here, man. They got them like well, see, I'm at a CIA place. It's not just like I picked a place randomly. I gotta start to figure it out. Oh god, I went down the street and it's like there's this, oh god, it's a car wash. And then underneath the trees, like the top of it, it's like lit. It's like got a really good design. Total CIA design. Car wash, gas station, convenience store. I don't know if that is what name it would have. We saw it at night. And then we went out we had to get a pizza. They make you eat, like, there's one of the things here. They make you eat garbage. It's like the food tastes like garbage here. And you're like, oh, it doesn't, no, and make you just like, have to be in denial. And then on purpose make it like garbage. And they take it, they put it in the freezer, let it get stale, and they thaw it out. And it's like shit like that. It gets shit that's like fucking some of this stuff, at least. And like vegan things in the line. We went out over it was shit, they had some. Yeah. What are you gonna say? Oh no, man. I guess this could be like the train track comes right by here. It could be. It's made for it. You could just load massive stuff. It'd be fucking cool. Maybe using the roads. Not like something bad though. God, they don't need to. See, they do it without anything. You can give you the sniffles. They can give you a little cold with sniffles. They can shut down people's liberation or what it's called, whatever. Living with sniffles. It's like a Star Trek movie. Star Trek. They probably do have like the germs that'll put like LSD and shit. Like coronavirus with LSD. Oh man. They just haven't done it yet. That'd be funny. That's what it is, man. I was thinking about my trip to Mexico. Our trip to Mexico, we went down there, God, what year was that? It was like, hold on. I get it, 1989. Probably January, maybe it was January of 1990, something like that. We went to Mexico and all around. We could have gone to Guatemala. And we should have, because that's the end. And nothing, shit wouldn't happen to us. But everyone's saying they're going to get killed there, but we're talking to all the local folks. But like Americans or whatever. It wouldn't, so we could have taken a bus into there. Those are like in Palenque and stuff, so we could have just gone down over from there. But and then later you can't go because like everyone's out of work. And it goes crazy. That'd be a good time. But we went all around there, and I'm thinking of all these white fuckers. Every single one is like far as some shit. Like the fucking this couple from Sweden or whatever the fuck they are, all the way good looking. Chick super hot, dude super hot, and they're all like our friend for a bit. We're on the bus, and we all get off at the same place, and it's like we instigated getting off there and recommended it. So it's not even just like they're just following us because we recommend, but they said they're going to the same place. We're going to Palenque. So we're coming down from the Cancun, and you go to the west coast, and you go down. There's you hang up there, let's go. And then you go, and usually you go all the way to this other town, but you have to kind of pass Palenque, then go to a bus station. You have to go a little more east, or a little more west, and then like the next day we would get in a bus to come backtrack a little bit and then go down to Palenque. They say we got off at that cattle town. It's a cow town, and they did have a motel, $8 a night. So I think they were there with us, and all the kids are really cool, and everyone's nice, but those folks, yeah, that was something, because later we saw them up there in the Oaxaca, taking the top, and I think that's kind of weird, and they're like, they're bored too, they're like, all the way, there's no way, man, they're supposed to be in their fucking Denmark with their coke and their shit, and they're like fucking dragging their ass around. They're not like hippies that like LSD or whatever the fuck they do. They were not enjoying it. They're like bored and pissy and bored and weird and dull and like waiting, like they're in a waiting room. So that's a tell. Then we're at the witch doctors, like over in that way. You come from Mexico City, then you go out to Veracruz, and then Veracruz you start heading back east along the coast. And it's still in Veracruz State. And the Zapatistas were out practicing in the woods. They had all their shit. I was sick though from Mexico City. I had a bad pneumonia I had to recover from. So we got out to Veracruz, spent the night, and then we like headed on the coast, and I was just crashing at this motel. And there's this cool guy there, he's like a witch doctor guy, or he says he's a regular Spaniard guy, Mexican. And he's nice, but this really nice, attractive young couple came, like really good looking boy and girl. And they said, "Oh, do you have incense? I need incense." And they're talking about it. Oh, Jesus, I might have somehow given him some incense that we had. Because they're asking him about it. And like, it would have just been in my bag. Yeah, because we carry all our shit around. That's right. Oh, God, we did. Yes. And it's some weird thing. Just like when you see me giving incense when I say, CIA kids train and play at Occupy Boston. And they're all got some incense. So I had some incense. Then down there, can you fucking believe it? So we're at the witch doctor's house. Calling it. Again, it doesn't matter. Like he showed, well, he went out later because this is years ago, right? The Zapatistas are out in the woods. So these fuckers, it probably is, because they wanted my wife to see it. I was in bed sick. Estoy enfermo. That's what I say. I know I say that. Estoy enfermo. Come on. But that's from the smog. Because I had an occupational allergy to diesel exhaust, because I worked on cars for a little bit, and it's then that it don't have any more of it. Yeah, so those two, and he said he was dogging them after that. They're fake ass and shit, and they were like some kind of thing. And then you have the Buffy and who's the guy like some yuppie dude, like randomly. They were out and oh Jesus, that was way up. That was maybe it was still early on. Maybe it's yeah, maybe this is the second town after. Yeah, it might have been when we first coming out of Cancun and going, and maybe we cross west to that town, whatever. We didn't see it much. It's got a lot of, no, we didn't, not that one. Some with a lot of buses though. And then they're, but two yuppies. And I was thinking European, but they're just so weird. They're American, but you know, I remember. You know, they're like, we're talking, and they're all nice to us, right? Like out on the streets. And then they say, oh, you can't get good coffee around here, like some town, and they're talking about going other places in Mexico where you get really good coffee. And I said, I don't worry about it, because I bought instant coffee. That taster, not Folgers. I mean, a taster's choice, sorry. Because of the caffeine. It wasn't about like just drinking coffee. I can't live without with caffeine. So I said that, and then she immediately turned shit. She was like cold, like this, doing this fucking stuck up thing. And it's like instant, and it bothered me. Now I know it was like fake. I know it was like fake. And so I didn't hit a code word, or that's just the time. Oh, let's go ahead and do that. Let's make the break now. You know, because they turned shit on us. So I'm like, oh, I mean, I don't like think coffee's good like that. I know I really should drink brewed coffee with a thing, but in versus just water and not having caffeine. I mean, I was like, you know, like that or something. And I don't think it was just a code word. Maybe it was just, And then they talking, tried to drop a code word, and that's like, I can't give away. No. I think it was the time they had to go cold. You know, they talk, and it's maybe so people even see us talking together, and then they go cold and go. And it does a certain thing. And it looks like, you know, so they can break off. And people look at us like we know each other, we're doing business or something. And they're like riding on our coattails or some bullshit or setting us up. So it's those fuckers. And who else? Like, well, you actually got, you know, this old guy, like, on the way. He said he goes and talks to a CIA handler after all this. I tell him everything. Everyone who puts it, how many chickens they put on, and how much their suitcase looks like they weighed, all the shit, what they put in, you know, and who this, that, on every town. I remember it, get it all good, and I go get deposed, and he's talking like, you know, so he's the thing, but for some reason they're just saying, they can just making this funny thing out of it. Where was that? That was going from St. Cristobal down. You go up over the mountains, and all the fog was. Then you go up and down over the mountains, so then you can go south and come down. Maybe it was that. It could have been the bus from Palenque to St. Cristobal, though. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the other. Then we're down. We went from St. Cristobal. We went up those mountains and down. Then we're going toward the coast. We're gonna go to well, you know, Selena Cruise and all that. And then that goes. We didn't go to what's your fuck? Was it Acapulco? Because we just went up to Oaxaca after that. But it was like we got over the mountains and down. Then there was a checkpoint with soldiers. They had all the men get off the bus, and that's probably like there's all kind of some rigged stuff too. Then when we got to Selena Cruise, though, that's the only place that you could tell you get murdered there. It's like really bad, and everyone's kind of, yeah, it is like that. And I think that's why they keep it so unfriendly too, because they want to let you know too. Like, it's very dangerous. That was bad, and that's like then you go further up, and it's like supposed to be the fucking American part, like that. Was it fucking Acapulco or something? We just went to Oaxaca, straight north. And in Oaxaca, that's where the other guys were there, and oh, fucking thing. We had the federal police officer. He'd be on the roof because he's supposed to be guarding the bank next door. So he had his M16 machine gun. I'd see him walking on. And then he had it off. He took it off and took off his uniform shirt, so he's just bare-chested. And put his gun away, hid that. And he'd stand and watch us in the shower. So if I can caught him with that. It's kind of funny. He just stands there. He's like he's supposed to be there. Like, and he's right, like I don't know. He's like 5 feet away from us or something like that. Right through that window. I think I don't think it's just him. They're all playing this weird thing there, though. And those other fuckers are there. That's some weird shit. And they're just testing shit out. Oh shit! And then in Oaxaca, is that the place with the waterfall? I wonder if that's. I think you take a bus. You're in town and then you take a bus. Maybe it's a half hour or something, or a ways. And it has that really nice waterfall. Went there, but we went. I think it's Oaxaca. We went there, and there's this. That was really cool. But there's this. The one kid on a hammock, or a 20-year-old, and we were talking to the mom. He's all disgusting. Keeps saying disgusting shit, like all kinds of. And he's the only one like that in Mexico. So he's like that, and saying all this shit. It's like disgusting. They're like, and then the kid with the shaved head comes around, and they treat him like a piece of garbage. Like, and someone had shaved it for the lice and stuff. So but they have that's all they talk like they just do turn tricks or something. It's all disgusting. That was nasty. And then we went up to Mexico City. Mexico City. We got a hotel. First we went to a motel. And like it seemed like we weren't going to get a place, and then we went there. We ended up staying at the Hare Krishna temple, which is good. But then we also got to stay. Wait. No, we stayed at the hotel first. But we got, so it got kind of mixed. But then they had a weird thing. Like the motel, okay. When we first went there, they said they have no rooms. It was during the daytime. They said there's like all the way booked up. And didn't look crowded. And then I had an idea, like later, to go back toward night. So we went back there at night. And he said, yeah, they have rooms, and he needs to take all our suitcases. Like if we leave when we have to get out by 10 in the morning or something like that, and we can come back later, like, for the next day, like it's after 5 or whatever. But we have to be out during the day, and he has to take our suitcases and hide them downstairs behind the desk where we go to the rooms. And so we did that. And then they had a boudoir or something, or whatever. They have 2 toilets. A toilet, then a shower toilet, too. A fucking douche toilet. And it's fucking, man, that was like so and then he wasn't supposed to let us stay there, because it's only supposed to be for the ladies, and they start cooking big old pots of, they cook the lunch. They start cooking the lunch before we leave, for all the hookers and stuff and everyone. It's a really nice place too. And they're cooking everyone's lunch, for their lunch break, or whatever. And the bankers down there, like take siestas and they don't go back to work. So the bankers take off like at 1 o'clock or something and sit and then go back to work. Other people go back to work, but. So there's so that guy was like taking a bribe for us to stay there, or not official. So it's like we're staying in a hotel. How does it work? But that's pretending that's really a whorehouse. It's a whorehouse. It pretends it's a hotel, and then the guy is like letting us stay in there as a hotel under the table. Like, it might be like, it's so fucking funny. And that was a good place too. Yeah. I got sick though. It's low-level smog. But then it's everywhere. Like, there's some places where it's like the entire place. I don't know if it's still like that. And you see on the signs and stuff. Like, not just near a road, but it's just there. Like a little bit of accumulation. Damn, man. Yeah, I keep thinking that makes sense, man. There's some stuff. Shit, man. Man, I bet you I have such a fucking file of all these motherfuckers running me to get a file on me to just have some distraction. Like all this shit in Boston, probably all everywhere. You know, and that's what you're gonna be seeing. Like I only went down out to Southie before I had to go live near there or whatever. Like fucking, I've gone there 3 times or something, just the train station. I mean, it was like 3 times I ever came up above ground. Something probably. A few. And one of them was when they did that thing, and I'm in the St. Patrick's Day parade with a Sinn Féin banner. I think that's what it was. And that's to get that's not just to set people up there. That's to get a thing on me, so then they can investigate, like everyone around. You know, get more verification on the Hare Krishna temple and run that. Shit, man. It's so funny because I get. Oh man. Yeah. Damn, man, that was a tight ship. Like there's nothing. It's like that locked inside someone's mind, maybe. Like you wouldn't even know how it works. Like you think if there is something, you're not gonna know. Fucking everyone went to Ukraine, and by like 92, 93.